welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. Today we're going to be making cranberry sauce. And before we get started making our cranberry sauce, I'm going to ask you to join me in picking some cranberries. We are going to take you over in beautiful Portagrave by the lighthouse, and that's where we're going to pick some delicious cranberries. Thank you for joining me here in beautiful Portagrave. We're going to go to the lighthouse, which is just a little distance from here. We're going to attempt to pick some cranberries. There's also partridge here, might even be some blueberries. We're going to take them back to our place and make some cranberry jelly and maybe some cranberry sauce so we can have with our Thanksgiving feast or even for Christmas. Okay, so this is our cranberry leaf, and of course I only got one on there now, but they're fairly big. I mean, as you can see, the cranberries. And I also got a little leaf here with some partridge on there, which is not what I'm picking today. I'm picking cranberries, and they're nice and big in size. But after, I'm going to show you a nice picture of the lighthouse over here. It's absolutely spectacular. Okay, as promised, this is our beautiful lighthouse over here in Portagrave, Newfoundland. And I must say, if you ever get a chance to visit Newfoundland, this is a beautiful place to visit. You come down through Portagrave into Lighthouse Lane, absolutely spectacular. So thank you for coming out picking cranberries with me. I'm going to take these back to my kitchen now, and I can't wait to get started on making our cranberry jelly and cranberry sauce. Wasn't it just beautiful out there? I always love to go visit over in Portagrave by the lighthouse. It definitely brings back a lot of childhood memories for me. We have got more than enough cranberries picked, and I just put them in some water because I wanted to have them soaked a little bit. So I think what we can do now, we can get started making our cranberry sauce. So what we're going to do first, we're going to start the boiling on our water and sugar. So I got 1 cup of water. You can go warm water and put it into your medium saucepan. We got 1 cup of sugar. Now, because we're making cranberry sauce, it's not like a jam. You can decide if you want to put a half a cup in first, get all that boiling, and then if you think it's too tart, add the other half. That's entirely up to you. But I find the 1 cup is just perfect for me. So what we're going to do now is just let that start to condense the sugar down and start to boil on a medium to high heat. And we'll show you what's next. So while we're waiting for our water and sugar to start to boil, and I'm saying that I got our cranberries in there to wash and pick out, because sometimes when you're picking any berry, you're not really watching if one is not ripe properly or it's starting to go bad. Pick those out because you don't want them there. You can also use, if those of you that don't have access to fresh cranberries or fresh frozen cranberries, you know, you could use ones that was frozen a year ago, because cranberries are good in the freezer anytime. So I'm going to let this strain there. Okay, now you can see that the water and our sugar is all condensed and it's starting to boil nice there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add in 4 cups of cranberries, and you can use anywhere between 3 to 4 cups. If you don't pick them fresh, 1 bag of cranberries, it would be enough for this recipe. Okay, so I always add apple into my cranberry sauce. Some people like to add in lemon zest, some orange juice, whatever your flavor. I will put all that there as optional if you want to use it. If you want to make it just like this with the cranberries, you probably can have some popping going on there, because as they start to boil, they will pop and break open. So what I'm going to do in now is peel. I got 2 Macintosh apples. You can use any red apple. I won't recommend green because this is tart. Green apples are tart. So I'm just going to peel my apple and cut it into small pieces. Okay, so this is coming along really good here now. I just checked on my cranberries and they're starting to start to break open, and I'll show you what that looks like now in a minute. But what I want to do right now is show you, I'm just cutting, I got it peeled, now I'm just going to cut them in small little pieces. You don't have to be particular on sizes, or again, optional. If you don't want apple in your cranberry sauce, just eliminate it altogether because you don't really need it. You just need this. There's so many different ways that you can make cranberry sauce. And this one I enjoy because I find that apple has got a very nice flavor, and it's a little sweet as well. Okay, so I'm just continuing on with my apples there, but I'm going to show you now what this looks like. It's starting to break down. As you can see, they're popping open, and we got this on a medium to high heat. So that's going to be for 5 minutes, boiling like that, and then turn it down to medium to low and let it boil then for another 10 minutes. But I'm going to show you now, I'm going to add in those apples. Okay, so this is what our apples is going to look like before they go in, and they're 2 medium-sized Macintosh apples is what I used that time, but you could use, like I said, whatever red apple that you like. Stir this in with your cranberries and let it continue boiling. Like I said, it was 5 minutes first when they started to break down, and now this 10 minutes is going to be with the apples or without if you don't want apples in there, and we're going to let it continue boiling on medium to low heat now. It looks something like this. I'm just going to put these apple peels off to the side, and I'll add it to my compost. I just wanted to show you, when we were in picking berries, I showed you a little bit about what they look like on the vine, and this is just a small one. I mean, there was tons there, and there's still lots. I may go back and get more. And this is what the partridge looks like. They're almost the same. I mean, they're berry if you're not used to out picking those type of berries. But this one as well is really tart, but makes really delicious partridge jam, and I do have that on Bonita's Kitchen if you want to visit it. And I also got some cranberries that I picked last week, and they're starting to ripe, and I'm doing that by putting them out in the sun in a box and let the sun like gradually start to ripe them. And again, I'm not going to use all my cranberries today. I'm going to freeze some, keep them in the fridge for a little bit longer, but freeze them and have them for in the winter when I can't get them. Okay, so this is coming along nice. It's boiling just the way I like it. You can scoop off any of the foam that's like across the top of your cranberry sauce. And again, remember, if you don't want to use apple, which if you can make both, it'd be great if you had enough, just so you could taste it, because you can have it not only with your Thanksgiving dinner, you can have it on toast, you can just have it on the side as just a little snack with some crackers. But so scoop all of this off and just toss it to the side. So we're into about 8 minutes into our boiling time, so about 2 more minutes. I'm going to be taking these off and show you what we'll do next. So our cranberry sauce is done now, so I got it turned off, and I just reached for my mason jars because I want to bottle a couple of these cranberry sauces so that I can give them as gifts. So I'll show you that in a little bit, but what I'm going to do is scoop up some of the cranberry sauce so that you'll see what it looks like. Okay, so this looks absolutely delicious, and it smells amazing in there. So just I'm going to scoop up some so just you can see what it would look like. You can still see the full cranberries and the chunks of apples. So I'm going to leave a little bit in there because I want to bottle it, but this is what it looks like. Absolutely delicious. Okay, so I'm just going to start filling my mason jars while this cranberry sauce is hot, and I want to talk to you a little bit about if you wanted to make cranberry jelly, which I didn't have enough cranberries to kind of go into 2 episodes, but I'm going to share a recipe for you for cranberry jelly on this same site. But this is what it looks like. Absolutely delicious. Just look. Okay, just remember if you're deciding on bottling some, because like you said, you might want to gift it for Christmas gifts or for Thanksgiving. Remember to clean around the rims and seal it on, and then follow the canning instructions to continue on to seal them. But right now, I want to get back to this delicious cranberry sauce. I can't wait to taste it, just to see if it's just the way I like it. Absolutely delicious. I hope you found this episode of Bonita's Kitchen for Cranberry Sauce helpful for you today. I will share a recipe for you for the cranberry jelly, and maybe down the road I will do an episode that is solely cranberry jelly. But for now, this is your cranberry sauce. You can have for your Thanksgiving feast, or you could leave it for Christmas. And if you don't want to use apples in this cranberry sauce that I've showed you today, you can just use your cranberries, only use your sugar, water, and then let it boil down 5 minutes on high and 10 minutes on medium to low. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to Bonita's Kitchen so more people can get a chance to see our beautiful dishes that we're showing you, our traditional Newfoundland recipes. Or you can visit us on www.bonitaskitchen.com. You can also visit us on our Facebook page or on Twitter. So thank you once again for visiting us here on Bonita's Kitchen and coming with us picking cranberries over at the lighthouse in beautiful Port de Grave. So from my kitchen to yours, you have a wonderful day.